And this is the next great episode of ETX ROCKS featuring Patric Johnston.
From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now, for another great episode of ETX ROCKS. Hello everyone, I am Boston Chris, the host of today's episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Now, every once in a while, an artist hits my ears that just turns me speechless. So today may be a bit hard for me. Today's guest has a voice that is so smooth, he makes you take notice of him immediately. And although he would prefer to be just a piano player in a band, rather than a frontman, maybe we can talk him out of that. Take a listen to his song Darker Colors, and I guarantee, like myself, you will be an instant fan. Guys and gals, it's a big thrill to introduce everybody out there to Patric Johnston. All right, guys, so this is episode 219 of the ETX ROCKS Show, and we are just unbelievably blessed to get to do what we do. And Patric Johnston is in East Texas, has a gig tonight in Tyler, I believe, ETX Brewing Company.
ETX Brewing, yes, sir.
And decided to come over and spend a few minutes with us. So definitely want to thank you for visiting with us, man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
First time on the ETX ROCKS Show?
First time.
And now you're originally from Lubbock, right?
Born and raised.
And now you're in Houston.
Been in Houston since 2013.
Wow, so almost 5 years.
Yeah, it's getting close.
So what motivated that change? Because I mean that's quite a lot of distance between Lubbock and Houston.
Yeah, I mean my family's still in Lubbock, so I go visit a lot. But it was mostly getting out of Lubbock. That was the driving factor there. I got a job as working at a church for youth, doing music for them. And then kind of made my way downtown. I was in the Woodlands, Conroe area, kind of north of Houston. And then quit that a couple of years after and just started playing full time.
And that's pretty much what motivated you as a youngster was church, really, to get into music.
Yeah. Grew up playing lots of church music. That's why I started playing guitar and all that kind of stuff. It's an incredible environment. I mean, you look at people like Johnny Cash and my buddy David Ramirez, like they all kind of. Yeah. Just kind of just where they started.
Well, a lot of people start.
There's a lot of opportunity there. Yeah.
There's a good foundation in church for music.
You'll never meet a better drummer than the ones that play. They know where to keep it.
There's always a lot of passion in that music too.
Yeah, for sure.
Worship music is awesome, and it's grown a lot of artists. That's for sure.
It has definitely. Yeah.
And so I mean, from church to now, I mean, your music has obviously evolved over that time, and. Like I said in the intro, man, this is going to be a hard interview for me because I really, really enjoy your stuff, man. It's so smooth, and it hurts me that you have less than 1,000 likes on Facebook. We have to change that.
I don't care about it, but at the same time, it's a platform that I think
that
could be
but
helpful.
People need to know who Patric Johnston is, and that's why I'm really excited about having you on the show because. As people out there know, I'm a huge fan of people like Sean McConnell and that brand of music, kind of the indie folk, Christian. I don't even know really what to call it because it doesn't fit anywhere, but that's who you are. And you're going to play a couple of songs for us today. So tell us a little bit about the first one and maybe the story behind it.
Okay, the first one is called Gets Worse. And actually wrote it while I was working at a church and just kind of recognizing that, I think the people that really needed help or some light in their life or just like a little bit of joy were not the people that we were directly affecting. Kind of like the inner city kids and just it kind of came to me as just a song about recognizing that everybody's got stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just seems like it's getting worse and there's kind of no.
I think sometimes, a lot of times, people don't think about other people's issues.
Yeah.
Because you can be so wrapped up in yourself.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't know how somebody else's day is going, and that's why I think you have to be careful on how you treat people.
The line, I took a blanket to the fire.
Yeah.
And tails wrapped up in drinks and smoke is kind of, you know, taking a blanket to a fire, you know, like I have the luxury of bringing a blanket to, you know, a fireplace where people are just there, you know, because that's their only source of warmth. And yeah, just trying to be outside of yourself for a moment, just to try to recognize.
All right, so you guys check this out. This is called Gets Worse by Patric Johnston.
Songs about the old town, washing off the dirt that they carry. With them for so very long. So I took a blanket to the fire, tears wrapped up in the drinks and smoke. It's every little story, all it hurts. But there's a beauty in the way she spoke. Oh, she stole like you know. I feel
Okay, so we are back, and that was Gets Worse. You guys, what I want you to do right now is just pause this episode and go find his stuff on social media. We're going to tell you about where you can find him and all that at the end of the episode. So do one of two things. Just pause right here and go to the end and go follow this guy, because you just heard an amazing live version of Gets Worse. And then come back to you right now, and we're going to talk more about with Patrick. And check out this message from our sponsor.
Hey guys, this is Louise with the ETX ROCKS Show. Are you looking for a high-energy rock band for your club or party? Well, look no further than our friends from the band Eastgate. Eastgate is ready to perform wherever you need them. With original material and their own unique spin on carefully selected cover tunes, Eastgate brings an awesome experience for up to a 4-hour set. Book them at www.eastgaterockband.com. Again, that's www.eastgaterockband.com.
Okay, so we are back. We want to thank Eastgate, the rock band, for sponsoring this episode. We definitely appreciate those guys over there, and gal. I gotta forget that I always forget there's a girl in Eastgate. Taylor, I love you. You know that.
Can't forget about the girl.
Yeah, man. Female fronted rock band. You can't lose on that. So we're sitting here talking with Patric Johnston for the first time on the ETX ROCKS Show. He's now living in Houston, originally from Lubbock, and he's grounded in the church. So as far as your songwriting, because your songwriting is so deep in certain points. Your CD, Old Friends, New Friends. I love everything on that CD. So what is your process like for writing? Is it just because I mean, Gets Worse is kind of like trying to get out a message that people need to hear. Is that where you're at usually when you're writing?
Typically, no. I try not to have like just like a straightforward message.
Right.
I'd like it to keep it kind of ambiguous throughout. But as far as the process, it's comes as a melody first, or it comes as lyrics first, and just I like to sit something with something for a couple months, kind of shop it out to some of my artist friends. Yeah, and I think that's kind of when the good stuff comes out.
So it's not necessarily a melody or lyrics. Could be either one.
Could be either one. Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, when you're walking around in everyday life, do you hear hooks just slamming at you from time to time?
Sometimes, and if I'm lucky enough, I'll have like my phone on me and can kind of hum into the voice recorder. But for the most part, they're just they're lost forever.
Wow, that's too bad, man. If you're missing out on songs, that really hurts me.
Well, I think that's just part of the process. I realistically couldn't write every hook that came to the brain.
That's true.
But
sometimes you're in a situation where you can't exactly just bring your phone up like a funeral or something. Yeah, hold on a second.
Pardon me. No, I'm crying. I promise.
No, it's really bad.
Inspired,
it's
guys.
bad. Oh man, I really miss her. Oh, I really miss her.
That's a good line.
Yeah. I just love trying to get into the head of a songwriter, because you just everybody's different, and I find that creative people are ridiculously different. There's a wide array of how people write.
Yeah, it's a huge range.
Do you co-write as well?
I do. I don't like it very much. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of like to just if I'm doing a song for me.
Do you think that's a trust issue thing, or? Or is it just a
pride
comfortability
thing,
factor?
Probably.
Yeah, pride.
Yeah, a little bit. I've got a buddy that actually helped me write Darker Colors, and so he's kind of my go-to person if I'm doing stuff like that. But yeah, I think the worst songs I've ever written were the ones where I was trying to write a song.
Yeah.
So I just
putting that pressure on yourself, like I have to write a song right now.
Try to keep it
instead of just letting it naturally.
Possible.
Yeah. So now you play guitar here today, but you're predominantly a piano player, right?
Yes.
So obviously you enjoy playing piano more because you wrote in the questionnaire that you rather be a piano player in a band than a frontman. No, because I mean your voice is just immaculate. It's awesome. So you can't just be a piano player in a band.
No, and I mean it's just kind of a daydream, I guess. Like if Kanye West hit me up, like I would definitely drop everything and just play keys for him. But until then, I'll keep. And
you're basically doing like the solo acoustic thing wherever you go. Mm-hmm. You're playing piano and guitar at your gigs as well. Yeah. And so, I mean, why just solo? Is there a reason why you don't go into the full band area?
Right now at this stage, it's just it's easier. If I want to come to Tyler, Texas, and do an interview, like I can do
just
it.
Depending on yourself.
Yeah, so I can. I'm kind of in charge of all that stuff. Pay, if we're being realistic, is also it's harder to split $100 a night for with 5 people or something like that. And I want the people that I do play with, if I have them play, and I'll do a full band show once a month or something like that, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of and that I'm not having to pay out of pocket and all that kind of stuff, because they're professionals and should be treated as such.
But I think Texas is really good to the solo artists.
Definitely.
At least it's getting better, I feel.
Yeah, it's real easy to go find a college spot and play the coffee shop.
And then the options are there for house concerts and backyards and stuff like that, and coffee shops. There's probably 1 million of them here in Texas.
At least,
higher.
And I played at probably half of them.
Really?
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
500,000
500,000 coffee shops. Yeah, been hitting it real hard recently.
Now, one of the things you really enjoy about your life experiences is meeting other artists.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you're on the road quite a bit, and so what does that camaraderie mean to you? Just meeting another artist. Do you throw ideas off of them as well, or?
I think the most fun that I have with another artist is not talking about work. It's just kind of that underlying, like, we get it. We don't have to talk about the show that we played yesterday or something like that. And just kind of the understanding that we talk about that with everybody else, and so it's kind of fun to just kind of enjoy.
So like talking about anything other than music, like skateboarding. or climbing the Himalayas or
Sure,
something.
I'll get on the list sometimes.
Now, one thing we did talk a little bit about earlier is the evolution of Patric Johnston from, the church and, being a youth leader and all that in church to now. How do you feel your style has changed over time?
It's gotten better, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I started out, I guess like a freshman in high school, writing bad poetry, and now I get paid every once in a while to do it. But as far as the evolution goes, this new EP will definitely be a little more, I guess, modern sounding, a little more synthy, a little more produced, I guess, which I'm looking forward to. But
Like electronic sounding?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Still pretty rooted in the singer-songwriter role.
Okay.
But I think the evolution is really just kind of taking that next step up. If it's production or getting some good T-shirts or finding a band to open for that that you respect or something like that. That's kind of how I view the evolution is not just being static,
Right.
as far as gigs and that kind of stuff goes.
Okay, so an artist such as yourself and a lot of solo artists have multiple sets of influences. And what I mean by that is instrumentally, you might have a certain set. Songwriting-wise, you might have a certain set. And then vocally, you might have a certain set. Mm-hmm. So what I would love to hear from you is who are some of your important influences that really inspire you to be a better artist?
Okay, let's see. We start instrumentally. I guess Chopin is. I love that guy. He was crazy talented, and just kind of hearing, I think, what the human body is capable of
Right.
when he's doing that. Just be like, oh, I'm still using 1/4/5. Like we could really do something here. Songwriting wise, David Ramirez is a huge influence for me. And people like Chet Faker that are kind of branching out into the kind of the more modern type
Yeah.
of little hip hop. He did a No Diggity cover, and that changed the game for me for
Right.
sure. And then what was the other one?
Vocally.
Vocally, there's a lot of people that I like their voices, but I've never, I guess, put myself in a position to like change my voice because of someone
Right.
that I heard. I
Yeah.
think I took voice lessons in like 7th or 8th grade from one of my mom's friends who was a quartet singer, like the
Like barbershop?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And that was the last. I was like, nobody's ever gonna tell me how to sing again. That's ridiculous.
When's that going to come into your music? Like that barbershop quartet
Yeah.
influence?
Just wait till the next album. Yeah, it'll be.
We call it barbershop electronica.
Barber Lonica. There's your tagline.
Possible tagline. Barberlonica. People would be like, what is that?
Making new stuff, man.
Yeah. All right, so another thing that I really like about you as an artist, because I think it's smart, is your videos. Your videos are so well done. They look professionally done. They look like they could be on MTV if they still played music. I think it's important as an artist to put out professional looking and sounding content at all times. And I really appreciate that about you. So tell us about the process for putting these videos together.
Just having good friends mostly was how those happened. I took some of the live takes we shot. I took a road trip to Seattle with a buddy, and he just brought his camera gear. And anytime we saw a cool little spot, we'd do a one take. And this last video for Darker Colors, I was at a coffee shop and saw a guy editing video.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you do this, for a living? And he's like, yeah. So we kind of chatted about it, and he gave me a really good deal because he liked the song and was super supportive. But he told me the plan and everything. I was like, okay, cool, just let me know when it's done.
The video accompanies the music so well.
He did a great job.
For Darker Colors.
Yeah, he did a really good job. He nailed it for sure. But yeah, I walk in the first day of production. He's got like 7 or 8 people like holding booms and lights and stuff. I was like, oh, this is an event. Like this.
This is nice.
Cool. Yeah, and it looks.
Start feeling like Billy
incredible.
Joel, you know.
Yeah. Like this is our artist Patric Johnston. Like, oh hey, how's it going?
It's my dressing room.
Yeah.
I want Krullas.
The only thing I told him was like, I don't want to be in the music video. And he's like, well, you have to be in the music video. I was like, fine.
Well, yeah. Why didn't you want to be in it?
I don't know. I guess the introvert in me was just tell the story. You don't need me there to tell.
You just don't like
the
vanity.
story. Yeah, I try to stay away from that as much
I
as
understand that
possible.
a lot. Yeah. So how does that affect you, being an introvert in the music business? Because I imagine, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable every time you open your mouth on stage. And I know that's the hardest thing for an introvert to do.
Yeah.
So how do you turn that part of yourself off?
Well, whiskey helps a lot. Will Jameson on the rocks clears those butterflies real quick. One of my first gigs I had, I was doing a lot of like self-deprecating humor because it was kind of a comfortable spot for me.
Right.
And my buddy that was helping me write the songs was like, you gotta stop that. Like nobody likes that. And so it was just kind of the feedback, I guess. You know, if you like go to jokes that kind of warm me up and warm the crowd up or whatever. But for the most part, I like to just let the music do the talking, kind of hide behind.
So do you feel like you still connect with a crowd?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but you're using...
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you're using the music more to connect with them. I mean, because a lot of times, the talking can be a little overdone too.
Yeah, I hate going to shows and they spend 15 minutes telling a story that's no good.
I wrote this song in 1966 and 20 minutes later we're into the 80s.
The song,
play the dang song, man. Come on. This isn't a podcast,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not the type of guy that'll tell you any stories.
Do you feel awkward when you're talking on stage?
Not if I'm doing it right. But it definitely gets real awkward when you know you said something stupid or silly.
And that's just when you start strumming.
Yeah, that's when you go, right, and here's the next song.
At least you have that power, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So as an introvert, when you're writing, do you struggle with vulnerability even when you're writing?
No, that's actually kind of a place where I can just let that happen.
Yeah.
Just kind of just express myself.
Kind of therapeutic
all
for you?
there. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's my grandma would ask me like, why don't you write any happy songs, Patrick? I was like, well, because that's not how I'm feeling that day. Like I need to express those there so I can be happy with you. Like, let me do that there, and it can just kind of get left there.
Well, happy songs can be hard to write anyway, because normally when you're feeling happy, you don't think about writing a song. I don't think.
That's also true. You don't feel like you need to get anything off your chest. Yeah.
And I don't think happy songs connect with an audience as much as something that just grabs your heart and soul.
Yeah, unless it's the song Happy, and then you make your $3 million and you're good.
We won't talk about that. Okay, so a couple things we definitely want to talk about with Patrick is he does have an EP that's coming out very, very shortly, which is very exciting. But you also broke your wrist recently.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so I got to know how you did this.
Well, I fixed up a scooter, a little moped with my buddy, and I was riding around for about a month or so, and then on my way to a gig one morning, took a left-hand turn a little too hard, and I don't even remember doing it, but I guess I stuck my arm out to catch myself, and or a little break. Yeah,
so how long were you out of action for that?
3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That hurts to talk about.
It was rough. Yeah, I mean, I was recording the EP with a cast on though, so we were getting some stuff done, but I wasn't doing any gigs or anything like that. Yeah, it's real hard to lose your right hand for a lot of different reasons, other than you need it to.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. All right, so the EP is coming. First of all, tell us the release date for this EP.
I don't know yet.
Wow, come on, man.
We're getting it mastered right now, and a lot of people do, like a couple months of promo and that stuff.
Yeah,
when it's ready, like it's just going to be out there. So it'll be end of February.
So what's it called?
Cast Off.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's a play at broken wrist.
To the wrist.
Finally get the cast off.
Got it off, man. What a day that was.
So what you got to do is like maybe get Tom Hanks on the cover of this, like isn't that the name of that movie?
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah. I get the little ball.
And put Wilson on there.
Put Wilson on it.
Cast Off, not Castaway. All right. So how many songs is going to be on the EP?
It's gonna be 4. We released a single yesterday, actually, Gold. So that's available online right now.
Very cool.
And then 3 others.
So Gold and was just released as a single, so you guys need to go check that out. And we'll put a link in the description where y'all can go and purchase Gold from Patric Johnston. Which brand do you like? Amazon, Apple, doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. I'm on all of them. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll probably put an Amazon link on there, so that way people with iPhones and Samsung can just go ahead and grab that. So last thing I want to talk about is the difference between, and we talked a little bit about this off camera, is being a solo artist, especially at gigs, you're either playing piano, you're playing guitar. But when you're in the studio, it's a whole lot more produced. There's more production involved, obviously. I mean, there's more different working parts and things. Mm-hmm. So how much input do you have in that process in adding the other parts that you don't necessarily play?
100%.
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah. I self-produced the first full-length album and the Darker Colors single. Only until recently had I kind of given power to a legitimate producer for these 4, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, up until then it was all self-produced.
That's cool. So was it tough, kind of relinquishing control?
A little bit. He kind of pushed me in some directions. I was like, no, I don't like that, but it ended up being really good, and so it's just kind of a give and take. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a little stressful, but growing. Yeah. More than anything. Yeah, for sure.
So I've got one last question for you before we take a quick break and then come back into our second segment, which will be a little bit of a surprise for Patrick.
Okay.
Last question, and it might be the hardest one for you to answer. Who is Patric Johnston?
Who is Patric Johnston? Oh, man. He's a piano player right now. He is a... Man, that is a tough question. You really hit me. Let's see. Give me a moment. Who's Patric Johnston? Easygoing dude that loves music and coffee and whiskey and
Netflix.
His friends. Netflix. I do get a little obsessive from time to time on the Netflix shows. But yeah, lover of arts and good times mostly.
Awesome. So guys, we're going to be right back with more from Patric Johnston right after this.
Hey y'all, I'm Meredith Crawford, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, so we are back. You're listening to episode 219 of the ETX ROCKS Show with our first-time guest, Patric Johnston. Definitely want to thank you for hanging out and
thanks
before
for
your gig. And again, he's going to be at ETX Brewing Company tonight. I know this will come out a couple weeks later, but he'll be back, I promise. They're going to love him out there, and they'll rebook you. I know they will. Angelica, rebook him. All right, so we're going to play What the Heck with Patric Johnston. Now, Patric, this is just a real simple game. I'm going to ask you probably 10 questions.
Okay.
Some of them might be stupid and silly. I might throw a deep one in there, too.
Okay.
Basically, what I want you to do is just turn your filter off.
All right.
I want you to just tell me the first thing that pops into your head.
All right.
All right? All right, so this is What the Heck with Patric Johnston. Number 1, isn't Disney World just a human trap set by a mouse?
Yeah, I guess so. You put them in rolling metal cages and...
Yeah. So it's like role reversal.
By the giant mouse, yeah.
Isn't that kind of creepy to think about?
The whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Catch them with the movies and bring them in.
It's working, man.
They got me a couple times, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so number 2, are you right-eyed or left-eyed?
I'm right-eyed. I'm actually colorblind.
Really?
Yeah.
In both eyes, or?
Well, one is more significant than the other. I think it's my right, so I tend to do that, I guess.
All right, number 3. If you were a worm, how long would you be?
About 2.5 inches.
Really? Is there any reason for that?
I don't want to stick out, but I don't want to be too small. Just kind of like...
Just right.
Do the worm thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
There's always a logical reason for the answer to that question. All right. Now, number 4. On average, how many times a week do you hurt yourself?
Do I hurt myself? Like emotionally or...
Like anyway.
Just anyway. Probably like half a dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you just can't trust yourself with yourself, can you?
Well, I count the wrist breaking as just like one really big
one major thing that's just gonna, because you're probably re-injuring it at least a couple times a week in some way.
Yeah, it pops and some weird stuff.
That could be an injury, just a pop.
It hurts. So.
Yeah, so definitely an injury. Number 5. Okay, so we're in the 21st century now. Mm-hmm. So where does Superman change?
So it's not phone booths.
It can't be. There's no more phone booths.
Right. Yeah. Maybe just public bathrooms. Is he like stopping at the gas station real quick and like you probably have to buy something before they let you use the bathroom even.
Wow.
So he has to get a bottle of water.
So he has to like I'm picturing like Murphy's here now. So like he would have to walk in, wait in line.
Yeah.
Get the key to the door.
He's super anxious, like he's got some.
Come on, man! Like there's somebody falling from a building.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm on a schedule here.
Yeah.
Like no, sir, you can't use the bathroom until you buy something.
Do you think maybe that's why they haven't made any more Superman movies? Because there's no more phone booths?
I think they're not making any more Superman movies because the last one was terrible.
Agreed. So I guess DC is not going to be a sponsor of this show.
Hey, Marvel though.
Hey, Marvel.
Yeah, I'll take Marvel.
Call me. All right.
Need a soundtrack.
Number 6. If God sneezes, what do you tell him?
Thanks. Keep doing you, I guess. I'd have probably be a little curious as to why he was sneezing more than anything.
Like if he's getting sick, then there's something wrong. Yeah. Like you might want to call the CDC. Like if God is sneezing, bad things are fitting to happen.
Yeah, because thunder and lightning is like God's bowling or clapping or something.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's the angels bowling or whatever.
When he's sneezing.
Yeah.
It's good.
Maybe that's rain.
That'll be a
squirrel slinger.
Let's not think.
Rain can be on a different body.
But now when it rains, you're going to be thinking, is this really just God sneezing?
He's sneezing up there. Is everything cool? Is everything good? You get to some emergency.
Number 7, I think. All right, so why is the alphabet in the order that it's in? Do you think it's just because of the song?
Like chicken or the egg, did the song come first?
Right. So like maybe someone was like, we need to write a song for the alphabet. Let's put them in the right order.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go with that for the song, yeah.
Because, I mean, the LMNOP just fits perfectly within that song.
The rhythm, the rhymes a little bit.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part of that song.
I agree. Sure. Man, I got to tell you, last night, we were watching, we told you, a band called Urban Pioneers, mm-hmm. and they actually have a song called Soundcheck for their soundcheck. It's freaking awesome, dude. They were like, soundcheck, 1, 2, 3, 4. And like we were all jamming, and it was just the soundcheck song.
A fun time.
Yeah. I was like, dude, man, this band kicks ass.
Soundcheck song.
Yeah. More people need to do that.
Use the ABC song for my soundcheck song.
You do it, you film it, and we'll throw all kinds of hashtags in that sucker. Like you've heard about people singing the phone book. Now you get to see Patric Johnston with the alphabet song.
Yeah.
Featuring Little Kiki.
Cardi B comes and drops a verse.
Yeah. Man, I'm tagging Little Kiki in this now. This is going to be fun. All right, number 8. When cheese gets its picture taken, what does it say?
Bread, toast, something that you would put cheese on. What goes with macaroni? Macaroni.
All right, macaroni. Yeah. Talking cheese exists. Look it up. Google it. Everything on Google is true. All right, number 8. When dating someone new, how long is the appropriate amount of time to wait before going number 2 in front of them?
I like to get that shit out of the way real quick.
Like literally?
Real quick. Yeah, I mean, if it's going good, like, let's just... This
Do you think that's just like a relationship test?
Yeah.
I'm just going to pop a squat and see how she handles it.
You hope that there's a candle or something that you can light.
Yeah. It would have to be a scented candle.
It's kind of one of those, like, was that a really long pee, or was he, like, brushing it? You're like, you don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I was just peeing.
Yeah.
Aren't you impressed that I was sitting? That way, you know,
seat's down.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the seat.
Warmed it up for you,
exactly,
sweetheart.
Exactly. That's called a seat warmer. Very cool. All right, number 10. You are stranded on a deserted island.
Okay.
Now, you can pick any person, alive or dead, to be stranded there with you. Mm-hmm. It can be a famous person. It can be just anybody.
Okay.
And then you have to pick 3 items and 3 items only to keep that person entertained.
Ooh, to entertain. Okay.
So, who is your person and what are the 3 items?
I guess I'd probably take my dad. That would be, I feel like we could survive, at least. I'd give him a gun. That'd keep him occupied for a little bit.
Plus, if you keep enough bullets, that could end it, too. If
Yeah,
you just
absolutely.
Get it out
like,
of, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm done. You done? Let's go. So probably just the gun, I guess, is all we need for that one. No, I'd give him his iPod, for sure. His old school. It's got all the songs and stuff on it. Let him just go over to his side of the beach and listen to his 80s hair metal. And then
just jamming to Dawkins on this beach.
Leonard Skinner and yeah, I love that shit. And then man, what would the third thing be?
Well, think about the first 2 things that you have now. You have a gun and you have an iPod.
We got an iPod.
So you might need bullets. You might need like a rechargeable battery.
They don't come with the gun?
No.
Okay. Oof.
That would be different items.
Yeah. A solar-powered machine that charges an iPod and makes bullets.
There you go. All right.
God,
So you heard it here. He's going to pick his dad, a gun, an iPod, and a solar machine that makes bullets and will recharge the iPod.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Easy.
It's going to be a weird island.
That's going to be...
All right, so Patrick, you're going to play another song for us. So tell us a little bit about this one. This is Darker Colors, right?
This is Darker Colors, yeah. It's a breakup song. We recorded it in Austin. We had one day to do it, and so that was stressful but really fun.
Yeah.
In the same way. The first single that I put out after the full length, and yeah, it's I think one of the best pieces that I've written.
I definitely agree, guys. We're really excited to show y'all this live acoustic version of Darker Colors by Patric Johnston. Y'all check it out.
I've been like a flower in a thunderstorm, listening to the rain play the TV on board. When I woke up, the ceiling was crumbling. So I'm breaking the silence before it breaks me. 'Cause oh, your love is too heavy for me. We've every step closer, the storm draw nigh. Oh, when you came down to Austin with that look in your eyes. So I found all your notes and fell into their folds. Oh, how I wish that I missed you like that. Oh, your love is too heavy for me. Yes, your love is too heavy for me. So I should come back Please know that I miss you. You won't come back. 'Cause of your love is too heavy for me. It's sweet, loving your love is too heavy for
All right, so we are back once again. This is episode 219 with Patric Johnston. And so tell folks out there who may be hearing about you for the first time where they can follow along with you and also get your music.
I'm on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon and all that stuff. My name is Patric Johnston, Patrick without a K. That makes it hard sometimes. Johnston with a T.
Right there?
Right there. Yeah, spelled perfectly. I'm on Instagram under Patric Johnston Music. I've got a website, patricjohnstonmusic.com, with all my dates and upcoming events and that kind of stuff. Like me on Facebook or Twitter. I'm not really good at Twitter. I just like to retweet.
I've noticed that a lot of artists kind of don't even go to Twitter anymore.
Yeah, I read it for my personal pleasure, but as far as posting
Twitter
stuff,
can be fun in that aspect.
Yeah.
I use it for sports updates.
there's a lot of funny people out there.
Yeah. And that's my problem with Twitter. What I think is funny might not be what other people think is funny.
Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable putting out
I
stuff
do
that I don't know is funny or not. You know, like we were trying to get Sundance Head on the show one time, and I told him I would bring the tacos. And I'm not sure if they thought that was funny, but I thought it was hilarious. So, needless to say, I've never had Sundance Head on the show, so I'm thinking they probably didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Somebody got a kick out of it. Yeah.
So, you guys, it's patricjohnstonmusic.com, right? And that's PatricJohnston music.com. And it's also Patric Johnston Music on Facebook and Instagram. And you guys don't realize how much it helps and supports an artist just to hit that like or follow button. It means the world to these guys because, believe it or not, and unfortunately, venues look at that kind of stuff nowadays instead of just looking at the music, which is what they should be doing. But I think too many venues rely on the followership, and that's unfortunate. What do you think about social media and its effect on music?
I think it's a necessary evil. Unfortunately, I hate it. I really don't enjoy posting stuff about upcoming events or trying to get people to a venue or to go buy a song, but you gotta do it.
Right. Do you enjoy connecting with fans? Through social media?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It doesn't really happen a whole lot. I got this incredible YouTube comment the other day, and it was just like, wow, like thank you so much. And so I had the opportunity to go, find him on Facebook and say thanks and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, why did you find me? This is weird. I was just, okay.
My name is Patric Johnston.
Yeah. I'm the guy, yeah.
No, I think that's a good feeling, though, when somebody, takes the time to say some kind words to you about what you do. And I think it's imperative that you reach out. I think it's
it means
a
good
good tool.
For sure. I think on both sides.
So you guys make sure you're following along with everything this guy's doing. We're going to put a bunch of links in the description. We'll definitely have a link to his website down there, and we'll also put the new single and the album, which is called Old Friends, New Friends. We'll put a link in the description for you guys to purchase a copy of that as well. It's one of the best albums I've heard this year, so make sure you're checking this out. And this is also available on YouTube. So you can go check it out on YouTube, and if you like what you hear, just click in the description and purchase a copy of that. It'd be $10 or right around there. And it's good money well spent. So Patrick, I definitely want to thank you for once again coming on the show, spending some time with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so once again, I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in to episode 219 with the one and only Patric Johnston. Very, very cool artist. We really enjoy his music and just the way he is. I want to thank Kaylee for setting this up for us with Stand and Roan. Thank you so much for setting up this interview. And we actually have another one coming up with another one of her artists. So it's really cool to be able to meet a new artist and introduce them to you guys out there. If you're tuning into the ETX Rock Show for the first time, first, I definitely want to thank you for tuning in. But you can also follow along with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at ETX Rocks. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. That'll let us know that you're really enjoying the content we throw out there. And hit that subscribe button. It's completely free unless you hit the button twice. If you hit the subscribe button twice, there's a $40 surcharge.
Goes straight to me.
Goes straight to Patrick. So make sure you're only hitting it once. If you want to contribute financially to the show, you can also do that. All our funding depends on our audience. So you can contribute to us at www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And we'll take anything from 50 cents to $1 million. Nothing over $1 million. Just that tax bracket.
Tax bracket on that.
Yeah, it changes at like $1,000,001. But if you want to give us more than that, just do it in 2 donations. Or send it through the Caymans first. I hear that's a thing.
Yeah, you've got to back channel that stuff.
Yeah, I've watched movies.
Oh, sure.
It must be real.
I got a guy.
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll be in
Bitcoin.
contact.
Take Bitcoin.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. All right, as we always say on this show, we want to thank everybody out there for always supporting live music. And don't ever forget,
ETX Rocks.
That's right.
Howdy, folks. This is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake. And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwine.
Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Black Top Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.